Hi, welcome. Today we're going to talk about 4 cards from Invasion of Venom. And these are probably going to be the last cards I'm going to review from this set. If I don't find anything else I find interesting. I just wanted to review these cards because, yeah, you know, I kind of like these cards. So let's just go with it. Let's just look at them. The first one is Starved Venom Fusion Dragon. Love the name, by the way. Love the artwork as well. I mean, I really like this card. I really want a playset of these. I mean, they're awesome. They're awesome. It's level 8 Dragon Fusion Effect Dark, 2800 attack, 2000 defense. 2 non-token dark type dark monsters on the field is what you have to fusion to get this card. So if you run a dark deck, like for example, you could run this card in, I think you can run it in, you know, Burning Abyss. They are dark monsters, so technically you could run this in Burning Abyss. That's kind of interesting. That's just a dark deck that comes to mind, but yeah, you could run that in that deck, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty. You only had to put in polymerization for it, so yeah, I like this card. I like this card. It has to be non-token dark monsters, so yeah, anything that runs dark monsters, you can play this card in. So pretty much, yeah, anything that runs dark. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go with its effect. If this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to the attack of one special summoned monster your opponent controls until the end of turn. So you can pick one of your opponent's special summoned monster, and this card gains attack until the end of turn. That's pretty good. I mean, if you pick a high attack one, it's already 2800. So if your opponent has like a 2800 monster, it gains basically 5600, I believe. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good that this card gains so much attack. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Once per turn, you can target one level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls. Until the end of turn, this card's name becomes that monster's and replaces its effect with that monster's original effect. So if you pick a Cosmo Dark Destroyer, for example, I think Cosmo Dark Destroyer I think Dark Destroyer is special summons. You can pick Dark Destroyer, you can gain that monster's attack because it is special summoned, and then you can you can't target Dark Destroyer. Okay, it says target one level 5 or higher monster. I always miss that. You can't target Dark Destroyer. Forget about what I just said. But you can target pretty much anything that can be targeted. You can target it. And this card gains that monster's name and effect until the end, and of course it gains that monster's name and effect. So you can replace this effect with that monster's original effect. That's pretty good. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So not just can you take the attack point of one monster your opponent controls. Like one of your opponent's special summon monsters, you can take their attack and add it onto this card. Then you can steal one of your opponent's level 5 or higher monsters' name and effect. That's not terrible. And if this card is destroyed, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. I wonder if that targets, because if it doesn't, it can be kind of good against Cosmos, I guess. I don't know. I think this card has potential. It's a really cool card. I definitely want to pick up a couple copies of this card. It's really cool. The second card we're going to talk about is Pot of Adversity. This card is a quick play spell card, and its effect is target 3 banished monsters, shuffle all 3 into the deck, and draw a card. You can only activate 1 Pot of Adversity per turn. When I saw this card, I was interested because you could run this with the new Aroma Seraphim cards. At least 1 copy. If you want to run one copy of this card in Aromages, I feel like that could be kind of good because you have to target 3 banished monsters. And because they are getting banished when they leave the field, in Aroma Seraphim Angelica, she gets banished when she leaves the field. When you have all your 3 Angelicas banished, you can activate this card, bring them back to your deck, and draw a card. So I feel like this card can be good in Aroma Seraphim Aromages. That's why I wanted to just talk about it. It's pretty simple. Just target 3 banished monsters, shuffle them all into the deck, and then you draw a card. You can only activate 1 per turn. I would only run 1 copy though, because I don't see running 3 or 4 of the 3 cards of this, because you don't want to run 3 copies because it's not that good. But you want to run like maybe 1. maybe one in a row mages, just to get your banished Angelicas back. That's only why I want to talk about this card. I didn't think the card was super amazing overall, but it is a good card. And here we have Fairy's Blessing. It's a ritual spell card. This card can be used to ritual summon any light ritual monster. That's what got me intrigued. Because isn't, Cyber Angels all light? Yeah, I think the old Cyber Angel monsters are light monsters. So, like light rituals. So this card can be used to ritual summon any light ritual monster. I think that counts for Cyber Angels, which I was really interested in because they are light ritual. You must also tribute monsters from your hand field whose total levels exceed equal level of ritual monsters you ritual summon. So of course you also have to tribute monsters from your hand field whose total levels exactly equals the levels of the ritual monster you ritual summon. So the only downside is it must be exactly equal the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. That's the only downside, but the plus side is you can ritual summon any light ritual monster with this card. The downside is it has to exactly equal the monster you try to ritual summon. It's a downside, but if you want to run one copy, maybe two in your deck, I will not complain. I will not complain. This is definitely a card that I would run like maybe one copy of, maybe two. I don't think three, but maybe one or two copies. And of course, I have to talk about this card. Sauravus, the Crowned Ancient Sage. It's a light dragon ritual effect, level 7, 2600 attack, 2800 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Fairy's Blessing. This card. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card effect that targets a monster you control, you can discard this card, negate the activation. It doesn't say destroy, only it says negate the activation. So they probably can activate the card later. So I don't really know if this is the best effect. I mean, it is during either player's turn, so it can stagger your opponent a little bit. But it just says negate, it doesn't say destroy. So I don't know, I think it just negates it during the activation. So I don't know how good this effect is. During either player's turn, when your opponent would special summon monsters, you can return this card from the field to your hand, negate the summon, and if you do, banish those monsters. This effect I like, because as soon as your opponent would special summon monsters, and this is also during either player's turn. During either player's turn, when your opponent would special summon monsters, so during either player's turn, you can return this card from the field to your hand, negate the summon, and banish them. I like the second part of this effect a lot better than the first part, but it's definitely a cool card. I think this card has potential as well. So these are probably the only cards that I will review besides the cards I already talked about, because I wasn't super awesome by the Invasion of Venom set. And it was okay. It was some cool cards, but I mean, I feel like this card is definitely good. Specifically, its second effect, where you can just during your player's turn, just return this card from the field to your hand and then just banish all monsters. And I feel like this card has a lot of synergy. It can be run in Cyber Angels, which I think is really cool. This card can be in our Aroma Seraphy deck to help you get back Angelica, which I think is kind of cool. And this card is just, well, it's Star Venom Fusion Dragon. Doesn't have to say more than that. But please tell me what you think about these cards. And as always, down below, comment, like, and subscribe. And see you next time. Bye.